Good afternoon, students. So today we will start our new chapter, chapter number 15, Introduction to Graph. In this chapter we will discuss about the bar graph, pie graph, histogram, line graph. Okay, already you have learned in the 6th or 7th standard that how to draw the graphs. So basically whenever you want to draw the graph, you have to define x-axis, y-axis, then what is the scale of that particular graph. So this much portion already you have done in the lower class. So now we discuss about one by one bar graph, pie graph, histogram and line graph. So let's see. With the help of few graphs we discuss each one. Okay. So now let's see the introduction part. So have you seen graphs in the newspapers, television, magazines, books, etc.? The purpose of the graph is to show numerical facts in visual form so that they can be understood quickly, easily and clearly. Thus graphs are visual representation of data collected. Data can also be presented in the form of a table. However, a graphical presentation is easier to understand. And this is true in particular when there is a trend or comparison to be shown. We have already seen some types of graphs. Let us quickly recall. So we have already seen bar graph. So this is the bar graph. So what is bar graph? A bar graph is used to show comparison among categories. It may consist of two or more parallel vertical or horizontal bars. Okay, bars is in the shape of rectangles. The bar graph in figure shows Anu's mathematics marks in the 3 terminal examinations. It helps you to compare her performance easily. She has shown good progress. Okay, so this is the 10. This is your y-axis and this is your x-axis. On x-axis we can represent a quantity which is not vary. Like first term it remain as it is, second term and third term. What is vary? The marks will be the variable terms. So that we have already keep on y-axis. So this is 10 marks, 20 marks, 30 marks, 40 marks and 50 marks. Height of this bar will give you the information about the marks in first term. So first term she has scored 25 marks. Between 20 and 30 this arrow is there, so this is your 25. Second term she has scored 30 marks and in third term she has scored 40-50, that is 45 marks. So basically if you compare the result of first, second and third term, you can see the maximum height of the bar is in the third term. So third term 45 marks, so her performance is increased. Okay, and day by day she progress. So she has shown good progress. So that information you will get from this bar graph. Bar graphs can also have double bars as shown in figure, and this graph gives a comparative account of sales in rupees of various fruits over a 2-day period. How is figure 15.2 different from figure 15.1? Discuss with your friends. So that we will discuss. Here the comparison is shown only for the result of Anu, and there the comparison is shown between 2 days and how many fruits has been sold. So let's see. So selling in kg, and here is the fruits. The fruits: mango, apple, orange, papaya and banana. So we are comparing the selling between 2 days, that is on Monday how much selling is done and on Tuesday how much. So let's see. If you consider the banana, so 0 kg, 5, 10, 15, these are the y-axis where you can write the scale of in kilogram, that is the selling scale, and here is the name of the fruits. So if you compare on Monday and on Tuesday, so banana on Monday selling is 30 in between 30 and 35 kg, and on Tuesday it is in between 25 to 30 kg. So you can compare. So on Monday selling is more. For papaya both the day selling is equal. For orange on Tuesday selling is more. For apple on Tuesday selling is more, and for mango on Tuesday selling is more. So this way you can compare selling on both the days. There we are comparing only result of Anu. Here we are comparing the result for the both the days. That's why we are drawing the double bar graph. Okay. Next we have a pie graph or a circle graph. So a pie graph is used to compare parts of a whole. We know that this is the circle. If the full circle means what? 360 degree. Okay. The circle represents the whole. In figure is a pie graph is shown. It shows the percentage of viewers watching different types of TV channels. This kind of representation we have already seen in the news channels for the weathercast. This kind of also we have seen in the share market. Okay, so this kind of representation of graph will give you the basic idea of the progress of that particular quantity or that particular things. Okay, so here if you consider the whole means 360 degree, when you divide it into this half part, so this is your 50%, this is one more 50%. This 50% again divided into third part, that is 25%. This 25% again divided into 10 and 15%. So what we can say, 50% people like to see entertainment channel, 25% people like to see sports, 15% like to see news and 10% like to see informative. So this way we can represent the information in terms of a pie graph. Next we have a histogram. A histogram is a bar graph that shows data in intervals. It has adjacent bars over the intervals. Let's see. Suppose you have a given a data weights 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55, 55 to 60 and 60 to 65. So this is the intervals. 40 to 45 means it includes 41, 42, 43, 44 also. Here it includes 46, 45, 47, 48, 49. It includes 51, 52, keep on. So weight which falls in between 40 and 45, number of persons are 4. Weight falls in between 45 to 50, number of persons are 12. So these are the intervals. So whenever we want to represent this kind of data, we need histogram because there is no gap between two bar. It is a continuous. If you observe the data, this is the highest limit and this is the lowest limit. So this is repeated, 45, 45 repeated. So that's why we have to draw the continuous bar graph. We cannot break it. Here 50, 50 repeated, 55, 55 again repeated, 60, 60 repeated. So it is a continuous graph. Okay. Now when you draw this, so this is the number of person and this is your weight in kg. So why we have to do this? Meaning is written. In figure, a jagged line has been used along horizontal line to indicate that we are not showing numbers between 0 and 40 because we have directly started from 40. What about the 30, 20, 10? So that's why it is in a continuous way. So we have started from 40, that's why we have to write this one. If we have started from 0, 10, 20, 30, then no need to do this line. Okay. Here is the number of person and here is the weights. So we have already discussed that 45 repeated the 2 times means it is a continuous graph. So 40 to 45 one interval, 45 to 50 second interval, 50 to 55 third, 55 to 60 fourth and 60 to 65 fifth interval. Now between 40 to 45 how many? 4. So this bar graph will have height of 4. This is completed, then 45 to 50, 12. So from here again we draw. So this one is repeated again 12, then 13, then 6, then 5. Do not break the graph. There is no gap between any two bars. So this way we can represent the histogram. Okay, next we have a line graph. So okay, there are no gaps between bars because there are no gaps between the intervals. What is the information that you gather from this histogram? Try to list them out. So what information we are getting? The number of person who falls in between the weight of 40 to 45, highest we are getting and lowest also we are getting. Lowest is this one. Okay. Next, A line graph displays data that changes continuously over periods of time. So line graph displays data that changes continuously over periods of time. Okay, when Renu fell sick, her doctor mentioned a record of her body temperature taken every 4 hours. It was in the form of a graph as shown in the figure. We may call this a time temperature graph. Time 6 am in early morning, 37 is the temperature, 10 am 40, 2 pm 38, 6 pm 35. The horizontal line shows the timings at which the temperatures were recorded. What are labeled on the vertical line usually called the y-axis. Let's see, this is what we are doing. We just keep a point. On 6 am the temperature is 37, so we draw the point. On 10 am the temperature is 40, so we just draw the point, keep a point. On 2 pm we have 38 temperature, and 6 pm we have 35 degrees Celsius temperature. So what we are doing, we are just joining this line, so which shows its progress. So each piece of data is shown by a point on the square grid. The points are then connected by line segments and the result is the line graph. So this way you can show the lines. So what all dots this graph tell you? For example, you can see the pattern of temperature more at 10 am. So 10 am the temperature is more. Then at 6 pm gradually the temperature goes down. Okay. At 6 am first temperature is 37. Then temperature is increased at 10 am. Then gradually it will decrease, and at the 6 pm evening it will be at 35 degrees Celsius. So notice that the temperature increased by 3 degrees Celsius during the period 6 am to 10 am. There was no recording of temperature at 8 pm. However, the graph suggests that it was more than 37 degrees Celsius. Okay. How you can come to know? Because your 8 am is in between 6 and 10. So this is your 8 am. So obviously this is more than 37. If you draw the line, so it is over here. So it is more than 37 degrees. So this way we can compare. We can find the data for which the data is not given. Okay. Here for 8 am we don't have any record, but from the graph we can guess, we can judge. So suppose 8 am is over here. So the temperature, if you draw the line like this, so it crosses over here. So obviously it is more than 37 degrees. Suppose you don't have 4 pm temperature. So 4 pm is somewhere over here. So what is the temperature if you want to know? So you can just draw this line and see where it is intersect. So here, so it is more than 36 degrees Celsius temperature. So this way we can find the temperature which is not mentioned in your data. Okay, so this is all about your basic introduction of all the graphs. Now we will understand examples one by one. Thank you.